Ever noticed how enemy tanks almost always burst into flames right after their first hit? It's a grim reality on today's battlefield. Unlike Western armor, where crews sometimes survive near catastrophic hits, Russian tanks often turn into fiery death traps in seconds. This isn't just bad luck, it's a fatal design flaw exploited by modern tactics and technology. Let's dive into one such moment. Two Ukrainian Leopard tanks thunder down a narrow road under a cold, gray sky. Suddenly, a missile strikes the lead vehicle. The explosion looks catastrophic, flames licking up the turret and hull. But what seems like a disaster is actually a controlled detonation. The tank's ammo storage burning off safely while the crew scrambles out unscathed. Seconds later, the battlefield shifts as Ukrainian forces lock in enemy coordinates and call in devastating support fire. In the smoke-filled haze of the Eastern Front, two Leopard 2 of 4 tanks roll cautiously along a winding forest road near Chasiv Yar. The terrain is muddy, the autumn chill biting through layered gear. Visibility is low, gray clouds blanketing the sun. Suddenly, the first tank jolts violently as a guided missile impacts its side. The armor absorbs the initial blast, but the vehicle's ammunition rack ignites, triggering a controlled burn. Designed to vent pressure outward, sparing the crew inside. Amid rising black smoke, the 4 soldiers inside don fire retardant suits and sprint away, faces tight with adrenaline and grim determination. Meanwhile, Ukrainian command quickly triangulates the enemy firing position using drone feeds and forward observers. The coordinates are transmitted to an Abrams M1A2 SEPV-3, positioned on higher ground, its thermal sights scanning the horizon. The massive tank's 120mm smoothbore cannon aligns in seconds. A silent countdown, then a thunderous roar as the round slams into the target bunker, pulverizing concrete and sending debris flying. A follow-up shell reduces the structure to rubble, neutralizing the threat and clearing the way for infantry advance. Supporting this armored ballet, Bradley fighting vehicles are spearheading the push. Their 25mm autocannons crackle relentlessly, suppressing enemy infantry hidden in ruined buildings and trenches. This coordinated dance of Leopard, Abrams, and Bradleys exemplifies combined arms warfare, precise, deadly, and efficient. Just miles away, a desperate battle unfolds in a shattered village under siege. A Russian T-72B3 tank attempts a breakthrough, aiming to push Ukrainian defenders from strategic high ground. Its diesel engine growls beneath thick, composite armor. But as it rounds a corner, a Bradley IFV emerges from a ruined house, flanking the Russian vehicle. The Bradley's commander spots a rare opening, the tank's weaker side armor. Without hesitation, the Bradley's gunner fires a high-explosive anti-tank heat round, striking true and ripping through the side hatch. Flames burst from the impact point, forcing the tank crew to abandon their machine. The Bradley doesn't pause. It maneuvers forward, sweeping its autocannon across enemy-held buildings, laying down suppressive fire to cover Ukrainian infantry extraction. The combined effect is brutal and swift. The Russian forces fall back under relentless pressure, their momentum shattered in a nearby skirmish. An aging Bradley faces off against a modern Russian BTR-82A armored personnel carrier. The BTR opens fire first, its 30mm cannon-spitting tracer rounds across the battlefield. But the Bradley, equipped with thermal sights and reactive armor, reacts instantly. Muzzle flashes confirm a return volley, hitting the BTR's engine compartment. The Russian vehicle attempts evasive maneuvers through a maze of craters and debris. But the damage is critical. The Bradley's sustained fire forces a retreat, turning the tide in this brutal encounter. Enter the T-90M, Russia's most advanced main battle tank in active service, touted as a technological leap over previous models. Equipped with relict reactive armor, an advanced fire control system, and an autoloader, it's designed to dominate the battlefield. Yet, in real combat, it reveals a deadly vulnerability: internal ammunition storage, prone to catastrophic ignition after even a single hit. One chilling scene unfolds as a Ukrainian FPV, first-person view, drone silently, approaches a T-9OM in open terrain. The drone dives straight through an open turret hatch, detonating its explosive payload inside. Instantly, a massive fire erupts from the turret and crew compartment. Flames pour out like a geyser, engulfing the tank in seconds. The crew's chances of survival vanish as the vehicle burns and then is abandoned to the elements. This tactic repeats in chilling detail. Another drone targets the engine bay, crippling mobility with a precise strike. A follow-up hit destroys the turret's mechanisms. A third drone exploits the gap between the turret ring and chassis, the tank's armor weakest point and the site of ammunition storage. The ensuing internal explosion blows turret hatches wide open. Flames lick inside, consuming everything. The T-9OM is lost. The battlefield air thickens with tension as small, nimble FPV drones buzz low above the battered terrain. These aren't just eyes in the sky. They're hunters armed with explosive payloads, transforming the way armored warfare unfolds. Ukrainian drone operators concealed in makeshift command posts or camouflaged fields maneuver their machines with surgical precision. A Ukrainian FPV drone darts forward, skimming barely meters above a muddy road near Chasiv Yar. Its pilot spots a T-9OM advancing cautiously, turret swiveling with mechanical menace. The drone descends, diving into the tank's open hatch a fleeting second before a small but deadly explosion rocks the vehicle. Flames erupt, devouring the interior. The T-9OM, once a symbol of Russian armored might, is reduced to a blazing ruin. This scene repeats again and again. Grenade-dropping drones threading through the smallest turret gaps, igniting ammunition stores hidden beneath reactive armor and electronic countermeasures. Even tanks fortified with cope cages, welded metal frameworks designed to deflect drone attacks, are vulnerable. The drone operators adapt faster than the engineers can reinforce. The Russian crews inside feel the creeping dread. One moment, they're on the offensive. The next, their tank is ablaze, leaving them scrambling to escape before the ammunition detonates. Survival is a gamble few win this lottery. Across the muddy fields and shattered villages, the fight for control is brutal and relentless. Russian forces rely on numbers and raw firepower, pushing waves of tanks and armored personnel carriers forward. Ukrainian defenders counter with guerrilla tactics, hitting weak points, laying mines, and directing drone strikes to cripple the larger machines. Bradley fighting vehicles and Abrams tanks have become the backbone of Ukraine's armored defense. In coordinated assaults, Bradleys suppress enemy positions with rapid-fire autocannons and TOW missiles, softening targets for the Abrams' devastating 120mm smoothbore gun. The Abrams, with its superior armor and advanced fire control, systematically tears through bunkers and tank hulls alike. But the weather and terrain add their own challenges. Slippery mud slows armored advances, while dense forests limit visibility and maneuvering space. Snow and rain create cold, damp conditions that test crew endurance and vehicle reliability. Every shot fired is a battle against both enemy fire. And the harsh elements behind every armored vehicle is a crew 4 to 5 men welded together by training, fear, and hope. Their eyes scan the horizon for threats, their fingers steady on triggers and controls. Each tank is not just a machine, but a cockpit of human resolve. Inside a Leopard 2 tank, Ukrainian soldiers whisper terse orders. The gunner adjusts sights, while the loader reloads shells with practiced efficiency. Outside, the constant drone of artillery and gunfire pounds their nerves. The burning tank destroyed a few hundred meters away is a grim reminder of their fragile fate. morale ebbs and flows like the tide. Some crews find courage and camaraderie. Others struggle against exhaustion and despair. Training makes the difference. Veteran crews execute maneuvers instinctively, coordinate with infantry and drones seamlessly, and react faster to ambushes. New recruits, though brave, often lack this edge. Electronic warfare complicates communication. Russian jammers scramble radio signals, forcing crews to rely on hand signals or prearranged tactics. The battlefield becomes a chaotic ballet of sound and silence, where split-second decisions mean life or death. As the conflict drags on, both sides innovate relentlessly. Ukraine integrates Western technology, incorporating thermal imaging, digital fire control systems, and modular armor upgrades. Mobile repair teams equipped with 3D printers and cutting-edge tools keep battered tanks fighting longer. Russia doubles down on mass production, refurbishing older tanks and experimenting with new armor schemes. Yet, the vulnerability to drones and precision strikes remains a glaring weakness. The T-14 Armata, touted as the future of Russian armor, is scarce on the front lines. Its production hampered by cost and logistics. The battlefield has shifted from brute force to a complex network of surveillance, electronic warfare, and precision targeting. Tanks no longer fight alone. They move as part of integrated combined arms teams, relying on infantry, artillery, air support, and drones to survive. Future designs will emphasize active protection systems, counter-drone technologies, and increased situational awareness. The lessons from Ukraine's front lines will ripple through global militaries, shaping tank development for decades. The war's toll on armored forces is staggering. Thousands of vehicles destroyed, crews lost, and entire units reshaped. Yet, the tank remains a symbol of strength and resilience, a steel beast that punches through enemy lines and anchors counterattacks. For the men and women operating these machines, the battle is far from over. Each engagement tests their courage, skill, and will to survive. They fight not just for territory, but for their homeland, their comrades, and a future free from tyranny. This is not over. The tank battles rage on, and with them, the stories of bravery and sacrifice. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and subscribe to witness the unfolding history forged on these battlefields. The fight for armored supremacy and freedom continues. Stay alert and stand with those who hold the line.